underway. You can fill my mind for flow, flow, flow. Hold me till I scream for air breathe. And wash me over until my will runs dry. Send all your sins all over me, baby, baby, baby. Right up to the side of my mountain until you reach my feet, baby, baby. And reach right into the bottom of my fountain. I want to play in your deep, baby, baby. Then dip me underway. You can fill my mind for flow, flow, flow. Hold me till I scream for air breathe. And wash me over until my will runs dry. Send all your sins all over me, baby, baby. And rock right up to the side of my mountain until you reach my peak, baby, baby. And reach right into the bottom of my fountain. I want to play in your deep, baby, baby.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Welcome back to another Taste of Reality Live on a Monday instead of Sunday, but hey, it is what it is. Let me say hi to the chat. Hey, Rena. Yes, I've read your mind, I guess you could say. Hey, Tamanika. Hey, Alexis, even though you're going to be in two places at once, that's fine. Hey, Lakeisha girl. India, I wasn't even in game night for real. I was just trying to help them with the settings on how to tag people to come to game night. I'm going to join game night after this live. Hey, V. Hey, Anati. I appreciate the South African love, baby. I really do appreciate it. Hey, Nikisha. Hey, Erica. Hey, Georgie. Hey, Osmond. I think that's everybody. Yeah. I know. HD, hey, we got some new equipment. Bought a new camera. It's got that auto zoom, honey. Look at look. And then look at this. Look. Yay! Yeah. That was my early Christmas present to myself. If y'all could see how far away the camera was from me right now, you would actually be cackling. But honestly, for this kind of cinematic view, I'm here for it. Hi, Blue Bliss. Yeah, so how I see you, baby. We moving up, period. Guys, we cannot stay stagnant. 2024 is on the way. New year, new me, baby. You know, we gotta level up. We need to level up. But yeah, we're gonna talk about some hot topics today. If you guys did not see my post from last week, make sure you see the post for next week because these stories are mainly compiled by you guys. The first thing we're gonna talk about is Lenny Kravitz. Lenny Kravitz. I did not think we would be talking about Lenny Kravitz anytime soon, anywhere, but I guess we are. So let's talk about him.
Lenny Kravitz says he hasn't always felt celebrated by black media. In the latest issue of Esquire, Lenny opened up about feeling overlooked. Lenny told Esquire, "To this day, I've not been invited to a BET thing or a Source Awards thing. And it's like, here is a black artist who has reintroduced many black art forms, who has broken down barriers just like those that came before me broke down. That is positive. And they don't have anything to say about it?" Lenny says he doesn't understand why his success is not celebrated by the folks who run those publications or organizations. "I have been that dream and example of what a black artist can do." Even so, Lenny says he does not want to complain. He's not here for the accolades, but he's here more so for the experience. There are people in black media that say that they do reach out to artists like Lenny Kravitz, but their publicists do not take them seriously because they are a black publication. A journalist at a black media company tweeted out the following. I've covered their username because they have since deleted the tweet, and I'm sure it was for professional reasons. But they wrote, "I've worked for 3 black publications, and even at my current, I've tried to get Lenny Kravitz only to be repeatedly told no, or he has nothing to promote. Even as recent as 1012. This is the problem with a lot of black celebrities with non-black publicists. These non-black publicists will treat black publications like dirt and don't prioritize them. Whether it's an award show or article, they are gatekeepers. They'll never let their talent know that's happening. I've had people text and email me all day saying things like, 'But you love Lenny. I know you tried at the root. Pitched another cover for Essence.' So yeah, at Lenny Kravitz."
So, Alexa's talking about a wardrobe malfunction that Lenny had some time back. I've never heard of this, but interesting. Um, I'm not really familiar with Lenny Kravitz's music. Obviously, we know who he is. He's Lenny Kravitz for crying out loud. But am I off base in saying that he's similar to Prince? Because Prince was wildly accepted by the black community. It wasn't my era, but that's the impression that I got. That's the impression that I got. I could be wrong, but who knows? So the only thing that I can think of that might be the difference is, this might be controversial. Okay. I think Lenny is kind of like his daughter, where they have this air of wanting affinity to whiteness. Not well versed on Lenny, but I've heard a lot about Miss Zoe, okay? Against my will. And a lot of times, Zoe wants to dissociate herself, dissociate herself from the black community. And I would think, well, that's got to come from somewhere, maybe, potentially, who knows? So yeah, it's interesting that he's feeling unappreciated by the black community, but I'm also like, does he himself really appreciate the black community? Like, does he immerse himself into it? I don't know. You guys let me know, but I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. Alexis says, Lenny is a black musician for white people. Interesting. Okay. Kalia says, until later years, I really didn't even know Lenny was black. Mercy God. Yeah, I mean, Lenny Kravitz was never, like, I know him as an icon, but it was never like, black card revoked if you don't rock with Lenny Kravitz. There seems to be some kind of dissociation from him to us or us to him. I don't know. There's a weird disconnect, but yeah, it is kind of sad because when you make it in any kind of industry, you would want your community to have your back, and then to feel like that's not what's happening is heartbreaking. But he said he's not going to complain, and I can appreciate that from him, unlike the situation we talked about last week with Miss Winnie Parker. Update on that, by the way. Macy's saw the discourse that was happening in her comments, and they decided to pull the partnership that they have with her, which is really sad. But yeah, she wanted to also feel appreciated by the black community, and then decided to complain, which led to her sponsors being like, you know what, on second thought, let's not even go there. Whereas with Lenny, he's saying, I acknowledge that this is happening, but I'm going to choose to go forward anyways. And I don't know, maybe the black community will start to realize like, we could do a little bit more recognition when it comes to Lenny. Who knows? What did I hear about Zoe? ASM is asking. She's always in the news. She had said some stuff around like the George Floyd situation with Black Lives Matter. She had said a lot of things that just feel like, do you even like us for real? Like, I don't think you like us for real. So I can't think of anything verbatim that comes to mind, but I know when it comes to black issues, she tends to lean on that's a them issue. So I wouldn't be too shocked if Lenny had a similar disposition. That's all I'm going to say. Erica says, makes me wonder why he says this now. He's been out for years. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's like the Jeezy situation. He wants to come back to his roots. Who knows? Lakeisha says, I always like Lenny Kravitz, his music and his style. I don't know about his personal views. And I don't know either. But I think it was Mo who wanted to talk about it, so I decided to touch on it really quickly. Let's go to some other conversations. What's next on the docket? Hello, Lola. Let's see what is next on here. Okay, Jason friggin' Lee. If you don't know Jason Lee, congratulations. But Jason Lee is, I don't know if he's like the CEO or just runs the account. I don't know, but he's affiliated with Hollywood Unlocked. It's one of those gossip blogs. Think of The Shade Room. Think of Baller Alert. That similar type of platform. I guess what had happened was maybe he was looking for an exclusive interview to have with Jeannie Mai, and she went on the Jennifer Hudson show instead. It seems like he's salty about it, but yeah, he had some interesting things to say about my queen, Miss Jennifer Hudson. So let's listen to that.
Is now speaking out on her unexpected divorce from Jeezy. And she went on the Jennifer Hudson show because that's where you go when you want to get your word across, I guess. We all know Jennifer Hudson's illiterate. Well, look, she went on the show to talk.
As you can see from the title, Jason Lee is facing some backlash for calling Jennifer Hudson illiterate. I don't know why he attacked this black queen unprovoked. His delusion needs to be studied. He obviously has some type of underlying issue with women, black women specifically. I don't recall any situation happening between him and Jennifer Hudson. Now we got some people, as you can see, wondering what the beef between Jennifer Hudson and Jason Lee is caused by. Him calling a EGOT winner illiterate is definitely a choice. He's known for being a troll. But I guess Jason Lee's clip made its way over to Jennifer Hudson's desk. She put up pictures of her Grammys, her Tonys, her Emmys, and her Oscar. This is a title that is like so esteemed in the entertainment industry. A lot of people actually aspire to be EGOT status. Jason Lee ain't said nothing yet. I know that he's probably gonna address this later on in a podcast for it so he can get clicks, likes, and views. But like I said, I am not here for Jason Lee always attacking black women. Like, bro, What is your deal? I'm curious to know what you guys think about Jason Lee randomly calling Jennifer Hudson illiterate. I definitely think it was unprovoked and he needs to get a grip. Let me know your thoughts below. Peace.
So, listen, we know Jason Lee is messy boots. Like, I remember, was it Beyonce? I remember there was one party that he was at, and Beyonce was trying her her absolute best to avoid Jason Lee by any means. So I'm not surprised that he just be addressing women, specifically black women, like this. Like, he's just bad vibes. And a lot of his things are just misinformed. A lot of the things that he says on his platform, whether it's him as Jason Lee or as Hollywood Unlocked, if you guys remember, before the Queen had passed, he had announced that the Queen has passed, and he said he's close to a source who's close to the Queen. I said, now who knows the Queen? Who could you possibly know who knows the Queen and who would give you the exclusive over, I don't know, the Daily Mail, over BBC News? Like, please. Not Meghan Markle, child. He is not that close to Meghan Markle. I've gotten this sense of jealousy that comes from Jason. I don't know if he expects to be of higher esteem in his field, or if he wants to be in the limelight and not necessarily the people who he talks about who are already in the limelight. But we're not even going to talk about Jason for real, because I don't want to give him all that energy. Why do you think when people feel like they haven't reached the heights that they want to reach, instead of thinking, okay, let me go back to the drawing board and try to maybe pivot or, go harder for these goals, let me tear down the next person? Why is that a thing? Why is that a theme? And I'm thinking to myself, like, at least make it plausible. You're telling me somebody who has an Emmy, an Oscar, a Tony, and a Grammy is illiterate? Honey, it's giving hater to the highest degree. To the highest degree. To the highest degree, child. Alexis is asking me if Jason Lee is black. I'm not the one to ask. I don't even know. I would assume so. I'm not sure. Hey, Shantae, glad you made it. Erica said he wants to be the next Wendy Williams so bad. Okay. I guess I could see that. Because Wendy Williams was quite, quite unhinged. All right. Osmond says he's infected by the clout coronavirus. Patient 0. V says because he can't stand on his own merits. I agree. I think because he would rather be the person being talked about rather than be the person talking about other people. If he tears other people down, he'll feel better about himself. Which is a sad way to go out, honey. That's quite embarrassing if you ask me. Rena says insecurities. I agree. Hey, Leo. Booski. Shantae says, who are these people? Honey, you don't know Jennifer Hudson? We need to have a conversation if you don't know who that is. Anati says, Mary J. Blige said, no hateration, and he came with all of it. He sure did. Elstead says, according to Jason Lee, he says that he's black, so let's just go with that. Let's go with that. Osmond said, if I was Jen, I would tweet 2 words, we suing. See, I loved her response. And if you watch me, you know I say this a lot. What's understood doesn't have to be said. She didn't say a word. She didn't type a tweet, nothing. She took a picture. Beside her, EGOT trophies. And that was it. No caption, no nothing, baby. That's how you flex on somebody, because illiterate? Make it make sense. There are people out here in the industry who are actually illiterate. Like, Jennifer is not one of them. Maybe he wants a daytime television show and he's upset that she got it. I don't know. Interesting. Alexa says, we can just go with that old give them 23 and me. One word, Rachel Dolezal. Mercy. 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 The connection to Rachel Dolezal is actually crazy. V says her EGOT speaks volumes. Absolutely. Honestly, I hope he stops being bad vibes, because if this really is him maybe lashing out because he wants to be at a higher status, this is not going to get you there. Not in a good way, at least. Because we could think about Tasha K. I personally, being fully honest, did not know who Tasha K was until her situation with Cardi. And I'm like, some people are good with fame no matter how it comes, but to be notoriously known, I don't know. Rena says he's always been bad vibes though. Like, I don't think that man will change anytime soon. And he probably won't change, but to anybody else who's thinking that tearing other people down is going to get you what you want in life, it could, but it could also burn those exact bridges that you're trying to cross. So be careful who you're lashing out at just because you're upset with where you're at in your own life. Mind the business that pays you. Literally, it was so unprovoked to talk about Jennifer Hudson in that moment. You were talking about Jeannie Mai and her divorce. You could have easily said, you know, she went on the Jennifer Hudson show to share an expose of what she's talking about. I hope if she ever feels comfortable, she'll come on my platform and expand further. Easy. But instead, you want it to be bad mind. And well, there you go. There you go. All right. Every time you guys say lick the stream, it kills me. That is so funny. But yes. And yes, Alexis, I will never let go of Tasha K because I need to keep myself in check. I think it's so easy when you have a platform to think that anything you say will have no repercussions. The internet has brought platforms to people who absolutely should not have a platform. We spoke about this last week. Some people actually do need to be deplatformed. I truly believe that. And so I don't ever want to get comfortable with the camera and the mic and with a semblance of a following to be like, oh, well, now I can just say whatever I want and have there be no blowback. No. Be responsible with your words. Be responsible with your platform. Of course, I'm not going to say like, you must do X, Y, and Z. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. This is my platform. I be beefing with y'all sometimes too. At the end of the day, I can do what I want, but I also should not be shocked when I receive some backlash based on problematic things that I do and say. So that's why I keep Tasha K on my mind, okay? I'm not trying to be in court for millions of dollars that I do not have. All right, so what's next on the docket is, let's see, before I say, I'm not quite sure. Oh yeah, this was a late submission. My friend actually sent this to me earlier today, and it's Cardi B is allegedly single. Well, I can't say allegedly. She says she's single. I'm only saying allegedly because they be breaking up and making up and breaking up and making up, but according to her, she's single right now.
Yeah, I've been getting clues from me for my live. I mean, I don't know if you guys been getting clues from me for my lives or from my stories when I put some certain music or find my own followings. When it comes for today's events and stuff, I don't know if it's true. I don't think it's true. I don't care to find out because I've been single for a minute now, but I have been afraid to not afraid, I just don't know how to tell the world. But I feel like today has been like a sign. The last time I got on live, I kind of wanted you guys to tell you. I kind of wanted to tell you guys, but I didn't know how to tell you. So I was like, I changed my mind. But it has been like this for a minute now. And I just took it as a sign. So I wanna start 2024 fresh, open. I don't know. I'm curious for a new life, for a new beginning. And yeah, I'm excited.
So Elsa said, define single. I cannot. But she says that she's single, Probably not divorced. If she was divorced, we likely would have heard about that because, y'all be sleuthing and stuff and finding things on the internet about these people's business. So I don't think it's divorce, and maybe not even a legal separation, but maybe she's headed that way. So yeah, that's interesting. Chindy says Cardi needs to stop playing in divorce court. Yeah, they be throwing around that divorce willy-nilly, and now she's got 2 kids, right? That means he's got 5. I'm not sure how many kids he's got. But Blondie says it's okay, it's a baby step. Yeah, this is interesting. I wanted to talk about their breakup because if you remember the last time they had a very public breakup, the way that he would win her back was essentially bombarding her on stage with these huge grand gestures that sometimes she found flattering and sometimes she found annoying. I wonder if he's going to try to do that foolishness again, because every time I saw it, it used to piss me off because he took moments that were supposed to be for her and made it about him. And I wonder if that was a theme in their relationship in general. I just wonder. Because I got to think too, not long ago, we spoke about Tiana Taylor and how Iman felt like he was in her shadow and he was very displeased by that. Could there be an element of that with Cardi B and Offset? Of course, we don't know, but we're just talking here, right? Elsa is asking, did he cheat again? I'm not sure. She didn't specify. This literally just came out like early this morning, so I don't know anything beyond this little clip right here. But if you guys were on the receiving end of a breakup, let me ask you 2 things. Would there be a gesture that could win you back? And then 2, what gesture would that be? Because I promise you, man, I hate when Apple does these stupid effects on my camera. Because I hate, yes, Blondie, I agree, no love bombing. I hate the flowers and the public, please take me back, because there's almost this public pressure now for me to say, okay, I take you back. Because if I don't take you back, I look like the mean person in my own realm. Like, you came on my stage demanding I take you back, and you're doing the puppy dog eyes, everybody's sympathizing with you. I look like the asshole. That's so unfair. And he did that a few times the last time they broke up, at least the time that we know about. And I wonder if he's going to do that foolishness again. Erica says him going on stage doing her performances was extremely selfish. I agree. I'm sure he didn't intend it to be, but that's how it looks. Elsid said gesture is all your wealth and power of attorney. Baby, that's quite the gesture, okay? All your wealth and the power of attorney is hilarious. That is hilarious. Lakeisha says it depends on the problem. Okay. Also saying after 2 times, that's it. I think so too. If you're a repeat offender, at this point, you don't take me serious. You don't take this relationship serious. So let's just dead it for real. Then you can go out and be in these streets and have no guilt about it. Simple as. Simple as. If it's cheating, then one and done. Okay. Sydney says there's something abusive about cheating on your partner. Walk me down that. Let's hear more about that. Me personally, the gestures would be, I mean, don't get me wrong. I appreciate a gift. I appreciate something lavish, something expensive, something shiny and glittery. But unfortunately, that has nothing to do with your behavior. Unless my issue with you was the fact that you don't adorn me with gifts, then adorning me with gifts doesn't nullify the behavior. I would need to know without a shadow of a doubt you have acknowledged what your pitfalls were. You have a plan in place to not do those things again. And then I want to see that plan being implemented. Flowers is not a plan. Coming on stage is not a plan. Like, what is that? Not Alexa play Adorn You. V says that's why she's not performing right now, so he can't go on her stage. That That's interesting. Anati says, I hate when men do that. Let your girl shine. I find it so manipulative. Public proposals. What about admitting in public that you're a cheat? Like a public flogging. I mean, obviously they wouldn't flog because that's illegal, but like, shame. Let the world shame you. Come on. You want to profess your love publicly? Profess your transgressions publicly. Yeah, keep the same energy. Me personally, I'm okay with public proposals though, if it's catered to something that I would like. But if it's for public validation, I wouldn't like that, especially if I'm able to pinpoint like, oh, this wasn't for me. This was for him. That'd be frustrating for sure. Erica says, I don't even like public proposals. Definitely don't want a public apology. I hear that. Elsa said flog with a feather whip. Do not kill me, please. Please don't kill me. So yeah, I'm getting the sense from you guys that there isn't a gesture that is big enough for you to take somebody back. So are you like me where it has to be change behavior? Or is it like, nah, when we're done, we're done. There is no spinning back. We're not circling the block here. Sydney says, the way Offset called her crazy, don't sit right with me. Oh, I missed that. I'm not shocked, but I missed that. That's interesting. What gesture would... Because even if you did come out publicly and be like, yeah, this is my transgression. Now I'm like, well, the world sees me as Boopa the Fool, knowing that this was your transgression and I took your ass back. That's embarrassing. I don't want that. I do not want that. El Cid said cheating is one and done. Hence why I divorced my first husband. Come on, you better tell it, El. You better tell it. He thought he could step out and step back in. Absolutely not. Period. Reclaim your time. I love it. Yeah, for me, cheating. I'd like to say it's one and done. I hope it's one and done. I think it's easier said than done, for sure. I've seen so many women in my personal life take back cheaters. And I'm like, why? But I've never been married and I don't have children in a marriage. So I don't understand those dynamics. Maybe I would be the same woman who would take them back. But as of right now, as a single woman with no dependents, I'm going to say it's one and done for me too when it comes to cheating. That's what I'm going to go with. Blondie says, my issue with cheating is not the apology of that person, but could I forgive myself if it happened again? I will really be harsh on me, not even the guy, because I will allow him to come back. I hear that. And then when they are a repeat offender, you almost think to yourself, but I already knew they were capable, so why did I take them back? Now here I am looking like Boo-Boo the Fool again over the same thing. Must think I'm crazy, bro. Anati says, I had time to think about it and never mind. I can't have the world knowing how you fooled me. Facts. Elsid says, I had 2 kids, one and done. Can't do cheating. Elsid, I hope for your strength when I'm married. I mean, I hope to never have to implement it, but if so, I hope to have your strength. Blue Bliss said, a gesture might get me without changed behavior if it's showing another type of growth. Like if I know the gesture wasn't easy for you. Okay, I hear that. Sydney says on the Breakfast Club, he did an interview 1 month ago and he was like, look, y'all, my wig is crazy. And I knew it was BS. Oh, like he was making fun of her? DJ Envy even asked why they already breaking up. Yeah, that is kind of giving breaking up. As soon as I see a partner not want to protect their spouse, like in public and stuff too, I'm always like, unless this is your banter, I'm sensing troubled waters. Definitely. It's giving breakup energy. V says maybe therapy might help or writing an album about the cheating scandal. Okay, so here's the whole album thing. You guys remember Paula Patton and Robin Thicke? He tried to write an album, called it Paula, and I'm not gonna lie, some of his best work. Some of Robin Thicke's best work was on that cheating album. And Paula still said, I'm good. I'm good. Because you really got to think about it. These big gestures, I get it. You're really trying to show the world or show your girl or show your partner, let me say, that I'm willing to embarrass myself in front of the world to show you how remorseful I am. But there's always going to be a part of me that's like, but how much of this is about you? You want to show the world, look, guys, look what I did. I'm doing all of this work and she's not taking me back. He's not taking me back. They're not taking me back. It's giving selfish. It's giving selfish. Elsa said DJ Envy got his flogging when they did a book tour, and she said 10 years and he didn't satisfy her. 10 years is a long time to not be satisfied. Pray for strength. Lakeisha says, but he was a repeat offender. He was. Bluebus said, yeah, let's get some merch. Let's get some merch for what? What was said? I forget what was said. V said, nah, I'm talking about Beyonce because she let it all out. Oh, like a revenge album, not a please forgive me album. Okay, I hear you. Anati said, cheating is emotionally abusive. I'm sorry. I was such a lazy dater in my early adulthood. Leaving men for cheating was easy for me. Now that I've been through it, men are devious. I do think that cheating is abusive too, emotionally and potentially physically. If you're going out there and you're bringing something back home that I did not conjure up in this house. Now I'm sick because of your recklessness. Absolutely not. Chini said, I think she stayed after cheating before she had enough. I could see that too. Erica said, I don't think she felt embarrassed going on stage to apologize. Oh, I don't think he felt embarrassed going on stage to apologize. I don't think so either. Definitely a selfish move for sure. Blondie said, I saw a post somewhere about his brother Quavo saying that she was always controlling him, and I thought it was weird. He was talking about his brother's marriage publicly. Okay. Some Offset cheated merch. I'd rock it. I would. Shini said, well, DJ Envy was cheating while not satisfying his wife, though. That is true. He is a self-admitted cheater. That's crazy. How you gonna be out here slanging your thing in other cooches and you can't even maintain the cooch that's at home for real? Oh my gosh. Alexa said, if someone is drunk and they kiss/sleep with someone, do y'all count that as cheating? Just a question. Me personally, yeah. I do. And here's the thing. I would even have a greater issue, not just with the cheating aspect. Why are you letting yourself get to that point where you are no longer in control of your body? Unless you were roofied or something, I don't see a scenario where I would be like, oh, it's okay, babe. You were just plastered. Well, why were you plastered? I gotta question that too. And I'm not judging people who get blackout drunk, child. I've been there. But I was young and immature. As an adult with a partner, potentially with children, you need to be responsible. And that counts on a night out. Why are you drinking so irresponsibly to the point where you are now putting yourself in danger, don't know what you're doing under the influence, and then now you're also crossing boundaries of our marriage? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Hey, Tammy Boo. I would absolutely count that as cheating. And a drunken mouth speaks of sober thoughts. Hey, all right, there's also that. Even me, when I've been out of it, I've had situations where I'm like, I still wouldn't do that though. Like, I know I'm not fully myself right now, but even if I'm under the influence, I know I wouldn't do that. So yeah, why would you do that under the influence? So yeah, I still count that as cheating. Let's move on to the next story since we're talking about spinning the damn block. All right, we're going to talk about Miss Tamar. Y'all wanted to talk about Tamar, so let's talk about Tamar. I didn't even know Tamar spun the block. But apparently Tamar and JR are back together. Heavy sigh, Tammy. Heavy sigh. Let me give you some backstory on Tamar and JR. Tamar has had pretty bad luck when it comes to love. I don't even know if I can say luck, but we're going to use that for lack of a better term. She was married years ago to the father of her son, Vincent. That broke up. Then she was with, what's his name? David, the African man. That broke up. She went on a show. I forget the name of the show, but she ended the show being engaged to a man called JR. Sometime back, they broke up. She was going through a lot. They wasn't talking to each other. They was cussing at each other over the internet or whatever. And then he was seen out on a date with a next girl. Tommy? I think Tommy is her name. Queen's Court was the name of the show. Thank you. So yeah, this is her talking about them getting back together. We're going to hear from her and we're going to hear from JR.
That's why I had to go get my man back, y'all. And I know y'all lying. If y'all thought I was gonna let my man go because he took some crackhead to a basketball game while we was broke up. No, man. That was not my man. He don't owe me no loyalty when we broke up. Shit, I could have went out with his homeboy. What's up? It's all fair game when you broke up, bitch. Don't get it fucked up. It's a good man, Savannah.
We are definitely back together, but because I chose to be back together, and I love her with all my heart. Now, I'm sure she is going to explain that I didn't hurt her. I didn't cheat her. I didn't break her heart. I didn't lie to her in our relationship. There are things that I needed to heal from, and that's real. Sometimes when you come into a relationship, now listen, Tamar and I met on a show. It was like speed dating for like 6 weeks. Got engaged, I proposed. I loved her. Some things happened. And do I accept responsibility for things that I failed? Absolutely. But were there things that I needed to heal from? Come on, absolutely. 1000%. Did I hurt her? Yes. Purposely. I don't hide from that. I don't. I don't hide from that. I was single, we weren't speaking, period. But I had to get to a place where my anger and my hurt could heal, and I healed.
Apparently the man didn't heal in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, he's a heal man. In 2 weeks, baby. 2 weeks. Why is he doing a live in the club? I don't know, Lakeisha. I'm not sure. She had a live too, which was what I was going to play, but instead I played her on stage because that is more recent video evidence. But I'm like, okay, she's excusing his behavior because apparently when they had broken up, That's when he decided to take Tommy out. And I'm here like, the man is literally saying on live in front of you in a bar/restaurant that he deliberately hurt you and is now claiming he is healed in 2 weeks. How, Sway? How is that possible? How is that possible? And it gave me hives listening to her keep making excuses. She made excuses for him on stage. She made excuses for him on the live. I'm like, girl, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. It's kind of like what we just spoke about. If you're going to do the offense, it's going to have to be on the low. Because if we're shouting it from the rooftops, now everybody knows I am boo-boo the damn fool. And you're going to act a fool in these streets, and I'm going to be stupid enough to take your ass back. Oh my gosh. Anati says, shading the other woman doesn't make it better. Absolutely not. And to make matters worse, Tommy herself had receipts about stuff JR was saying about Tamar, about apparently the Love and War tour is not sold out the way that Tamar alleges that it is, like all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, even if we weren't together, if you claim to still have this love for me and you're taking time away from me to heal, why are you doing things that will deliberately hurt me? Even if we're not together, where did the love go? Because he said he loved her when he proposed to her. Where did that go? Where did that go? I spoke about this, I think it was last week. Something that Jeannie Mai said. It always kills me that she's the one who said it. Judge a person's character by how they act when they do not get their way. The way that JR was acting is how Tamar should judge his character. But here she is making excuse after excuse after excuse. And I think it comes from loneliness. And can I blame her entirely? Not necessarily, because even me at 27 being single my whole life, it does get lonely. You start to think to yourself, man, should I have just settled with so-and-so? Should I just go back to so-and-so? Should I just put up with this, put up with that? Because, in Tamar's words, he's a good man, Savannah. Child. A mess. Let me read y'all's comments. Elsa said, why is she doing a grand gesture claiming him on stage? I don't know. Sydney says, Tommy literally bragged about this man eating her out. She sure did. Mm-hmm. Alexis says, you ain't got the answer, Sway. Mm-hmm. Imagine if the real was still a thing. Whoo, Jeannie and Tamar on there. I mean, Tamar had already left, but yeah. It's kind of like when Wendy Williams became the hot topic. It was kind of awkward for her. It would have been interesting for sure. Elsa said, love went under that oversized cap. If you're listening to this leader as a podcast, go on YouTube and see the oversized cap that he's wearing because that's hilarious. V said, no, you're better alone than in bad company. Listen, I agree. I'm just saying I can imagine those feelings. And I'm only at 27. She's in her, late 40s? Mid-late 40s? Has a child, a failed marriage under her belt, a failed engagement under her belt, another failed engagement with Mr. JR. Like, at some point you start to think like, oh my gosh, should I just settle? You shouldn't, but it's a thought. It's definitely a thought. Blondie said, the man has 4 baby mamas. Again, I will not do it for Brother Tyrone. Why would I do struggle love with Jeremy? No comment. Anita says, no, never. Do not settle. It ain't worth it. Someone says, I'm 26 years old, never have been in a relationship, but I wouldn't want to settle. I choose peace instead. Absolutely. Elsa said, don't look back. It doesn't work. It didn't work for Lot's wife. If you're not Christian. Lot and his family was instructed to flee this one place they were in and told not to look back. Lot's wife looked back and turned into a pillar of salt. That is hilarious. V says, I'm at 39 and happy alone. Something is wrong with me. Nothing is wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. If you would rather enjoy your own company, baby, do that. Because bad company then even ruins your own company. Because once they're gone, you dealing with the after effects of them. A mess. A mess. A mess. Osmond said, you better call Simon and tell him, come pack up yo ish. Crystal K says, I knew Jesse Wu was trashing him when he took Tommy to the basketball game. I remember thinking, number one, don't trash your girl's ex because they might get back together. Probably awkward on their show. Christy, I was thinking the same thing. And also, when you look at Tamar's track record, she has a history of spinning the block. She did it with Vince. She did it with David. She's doing it with JR. Be careful what you say about a girl's man. Maybe even wait until there's a next man in the picture, because then you could be like, okay, well, maybe that one's done for good. Because once they spin back now, they'll be looking at you like you're the enemy or something now. It's crazy. She's dizzy with all these spin backs. Whoo. And Jessie Wu was going in as she should. I'm sorry. Like, there isn't a redeeming quality that I can see when it comes to JR. We don't even have to go as far as Jesse. Logan, Tamar's son, was clowning him. Logan. JR is not it, honey. So yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on spinning the block in general? Take these people out of the scenario because crazy. But what are your thoughts about spinning the block? Me personally, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm a spinner. I'm a spinner in select scenarios. I just feel like for the most part, I don't really end on bad terms with people. So when they come back or when I go back to them, it's kind of like, I mean, it didn't even end bad anyway, so why not try, right? They all ended the same way, so obviously that was a waste of time. I think the only time that I would really consider a spin back if I was in a relationship with that person is maybe if we were young and we both knew we had no business being in a relationship, and some time has passed, some healing has passed, some growing has occurred, and we know that we are actually more mature, more capable, more understanding, more forgiving, more healed. Like if that was the circumstance, then I would be like, okay, I would entertain a relationship with you again. All the things that I've been spinning back on all have been like not situations, I can't even say situationships, talking stages. So that's why I don't really feel a way about like spinning back. But if it was a relationship, those would have to be my stipulations for sure. Yeah. Elsa said, don't spin the block, keep straight. Too many flavors to repeat. That's valid. Too many flavors to repeat one. But sometimes you just really like that flavor, Elle. Sometimes you just do. India says, no thank you. Only spin for random hookups. Alexa says, I can spin the block. Or I can't spin the block. I don't have a block. That's hilarious. But if we break up, it was for a good reason, and I also won't do a break. I don't believe in breaks either. Lakeisha says, sometimes revisiting a relationship is necessary and can work. V says, I'll spin till the wheels fall off. But I wear a helmet and I'm overly cautious. V, I think you and I are similar. Anita says, it's very circumstantial, but certain things aren't reconcilable. True. Anati's laughing at everybody here and says, I spun the block and man, I almost married him. Oh, wow. Dang. It'd be like that. Sometimes there really is a one that got away and you do see the error of your ways, and you grow and you develop and you change and you mature and stuff like that, and that's great. But I feel like you actually have to see the fruits of that person's efforts to be better. Because if it's looking like the same thing, then what are we doing? What are we doing? So yeah. What's happening over here? Anati says, but yeah, don't spin the block. So yeah, the consensus seems to be don't spin the block unless there's like a circumstance that is just so unique to where exploring wouldn't be such a bad option. Erica says, my husband and I broke up twice while dating. Aw, well, look at y'all married now. Blondie says, it's a journey that most women have to go through and learn from it. There's nothing back there. Move forward. You're not the only guilty one. It's okay. I hear that. So then let's talk about a situation where a spin back seemingly has worked in their favor. We're going to talk about Nelly and Ashanti, honey, because the streets are claiming Miss Mamas is pregnant.
Ah, baby. According to Us Weekly, Ashanti is pregnant with her first baby with boyfriend Nelly. Mama, iya, iya. So this weekend, the two sparked pregnancy rumors because they attended an event together where she held her stomach and he did too and they were rubbing it. But then they laughed it off so nobody took him seriously. But a source close to the 43-year-old singer says it is indeed true.
So Elsa says, I don't believe she's pregnant until she says it. I agree. I did see the video of her holding her stomach and then him holding her stomach and then them laughing. So I was like, are y'all manifesting? Is this actually happening? Like, what is going on? What is going on? V says, if Nelly does her wrong, I'm going to be so mad. And then Alexa says, but does she have a ring? I'm sorry. I'm tired of babies, but no marriage. I don't care. Cancel me. So that's actually why I wanted to talk about it, because a lot of the discourse online is, where's the ring? Where's the ring? Where's the ring? If I'm to give my personal opinion on this whole where's the ring situation, in my personal life, would I prefer a ring before a baby? Absolutely. Kind of similar to the Tamar conversation, I can see a scenario where you've been single for so long and you just think, you know what, let me just take what I can get. And I don't know Ashanti, she didn't tell me this personally, but I feel like that's a part of it. I feel like a part of her is thinking, you know what, I've tried, I've been unsuccessful with these people. And she did speak earlier about how she would want to be married, but maybe she saw that was off the cards for her. And so she's just accepting being a mother, if she is in fact pregnant, instead of being a wife first. I don't know. Erica says, wait, I thought Ashanti did the exclusive with Us Weekly. It was a source close to Ashanti. And you know, people can always say, oh, a source. We don't know who these people are. Like, are they actually friends? Okay, my brother is calling me. And my sister-in-law just called me too. So hold on, let me just pick this up. Hello, I know Lindsay just called me, but I'm on live. That's why I didn't pick up. Wait, but I'm going to be off soon. I can come. Just text me what y'all doing. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay. Bye. Chrissy says, unpopular opinion. I know it's not our business, but honestly, strangers get married faster. They dated for 10 years. You should know by now. True. And typically I would say, you know what, maybe marriage isn't for everybody, but she has said she wanted to be married. So in that case, baby girl, after 10 years, the man should know if that's what he wants to do. Blondie said he have a court case for tax evasion. Like, honestly, there's people in the streets. You need to stay in the streets. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Dang. V says, nah. If he's on the hook for taxes, he's better off not, or she's better off not marrying him. Well, there's also that. There's also that. Elsa said, what if she refused to marry him? Could be. But then here's the thing. If she's the one refusing, and again, just remind everybody, this is all alleged. We're just having a conversation about hypotheticals, okay? If she doesn't want to be on the hook with him as a wife, but would rather sign an arbitrary life contract, which there is no divorce when it comes to parenthood, I would be questioning her thing. Like, I would rather, if we're going with the fact that she didn't want to marry him, I would hope that the reason is because marriage is no longer something that she wants for herself. If her not wanting to be married to Nelly has to do with Nelly, then having a baby with him is even dumber. Like, that don't make no sense. That's... Now my brother calling me out on live. That's crazy. Wow. First of all, I'm working. So, trying to make sure I have a roof over my head. Y'all got an extra room for me to live with y'all? Crazy. Elsid said, sign over his masters to marry. I can't. Elsid, I can't with you today. I can't with you. I can't with you. Sign over his masters. That's crazy. Erica says, having a baby with someone is a much bigger commitment than marrying them. Absolutely. So that's why I'm saying, if it's a situation of she does not want to be married anymore, period, not that she doesn't want to be married to Nelly, but just period, then fine. I really don't believe, I know that I'm a Christian and I'm raised with the whole, marriage is a covenant between y'all and God and you're supposed to do things in a certain way, but I don't think everybody is called to marriage. I don't, personally. And I do think that some people would rather be parents than partners. So if that's the case for Ashanti, cool. But you telling me you still want that man and you're not going to marry him, but you're going to have a child? That's crazy. And then another thing that I've been seeing online is a lot of people basically clowning her, saying, well, how could you sign up to be a baby mama? Haha, that's crazy. That's crazy. To me, I'm just kind of like, they live under different circumstances than we do. Like, me being a baby mama and Ashanti being a baby mama are completely different types of baby mamas. The children will likely suffer similarly in terms of not having a two-parent household. If it's even a suffering, it could be a blessing. Let me not say it like that, as if being from a single parent household is like, but it's definitely different. I would love to be in Ashanti's position if I was to be a baby mama. Let me have Ashanti's money. I think it would go better for me. I think it would. I think it would. Elson said Nelly loved the kids. He does. Apparently in his last relationship too, he was also having baby fever, but he didn't want to marry that girl either. And I said, now come on now. Now come on. Who do you think you are? A father of nations? What is happening? This man just wants to reproduce and not commit to nobody. Being a co-parent is a lifetime commitment. But then again, we live in this society where a lot of people don't see it that way. Unfortunately, it's mainly men, of course, because of the whole childbirth thing. Women are oftentimes more connected to a child than the father is, right? They don't see co-parenting as a life commitment. A lot of them are like, that's your baby. You could deal with that. I didn't even want this baby. So obviously that makes them not my responsibility. Not how it works. Definitely not how it works. But yeah. I hope Nelly doesn't become a Nick Cannon. Yeah, well, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Yeah, well, those are the things that I wanted to talk about. Definitely spinning the block is something that is happening in Hollywood these days. It's interesting. It's interesting. I'd hope that if ever I spin the block, I do have the discernment to see the changes that the person has made and the changes that I have made too. And then we go forward. But I'd also hope too that I don't compromise the goals that I had for myself. And if marriage is one of them, I would hope that we still get married before other things happen. And if other things happen, like I get it, life. You can't really predict everything in life. I still hope that their goals align with mine. And if the baby came before the marriage, at least let's make sure marriage is on the table. At the very least. Goodness sakes. At the very least. And then for the Tamar kind of spin the block, if y'all ever hear me sound delulu like that, I need you to snatch me up. I don't know how y'all gonna find me. Find somebody who knows me and knows where I live. And come snatch me up. Because that is ridiculous. That is embarrassing. Y'all better not let me go out like Tamar, please. I beg you. I beg you. Anita, yes, we did talk about Cardi B and Offset. We spoke about them. I spoke about everything on my docket, which was basically y'all's docket. So for next week, if y'all see things in the news that you want to talk about, definitely watch out for the community tab where I will put a post where you can comment the things that you wanted to talk about on this live. If you didn't know already, this is basically going to be the new podcast, maybe third time's a charm, if you've been following the other podcasts. And it's just our live conversations, but I'm the host and you're the co-host. It'll be available on YouTube, but also on streaming platforms. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that jazz. But yeah. Pure says, just want to say I've been binging your old Love Island videos and it's the best way to rewatch. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Lakeisha said, you see how we stay in your business now. That's true. Y'all do be in my business. So I can definitely count on y'all to make sure that I don't go off the rails like that. For sure. Alexa said the level of Delulu is giving the level of delusion of that one specific Discord member. Yeah, let's not go there. And if you're not on Discord, hop over there because we be having a grand time. V says, did y'all hear A$AP Rocky might be going to prison for 9 years? Y'all got to be careful out here in these streets. There are repercussions to actions. Damn. Quack says, I'm sorry, but if you're sitting there talking about he's a good man, you're too far gone. Facts. Blondie said, I recently found out that there's a law in a certain state in the USA that if you have more than 10 kids, yep, you're not obliged to pay child support. Absolutely. That is true. That is true. Anati said, I realized that I did not sleep tonight. So on that note, how about we wrap it up so you can go to bed and I can go outside. Always love talking to you guys. Like I said, watch out on the community page. Please make sure to comment the things that you guys want to talk about. I will fill up the docket. If you have links to specific videos that you want me to react, it doesn't have to be about celebrities. It can be about just any conversations that are happening online, or I don't know, it could be personal too if you really want it to be. That's up to you. That's your business. I will look out for those, compile a docket to talk about, and yeah, that's what we'll do. So be blessed, stay safe, and as always, don't do anything I wouldn't do, which isn't much.